If you're clicking this video, someone probably did you wrong and you're questioning whether or not you should forgive them. And I'm here to tell you, you should try. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Max, and today's video is gonna be about forgiveness. Forgiveness is something that's been on my mind a lot the last few months because I've been trying to forgive people on my own to make myself a happier person. And I figured, let me talk to y'all about it so I can explain to y'all what I figured out. But so we're all on the same page, let me give you a little definition of forgiveness that I like. All right, let's get into this definition. What is the true meaning of forgiveness? Psychologists generally define forgiveness as a conscious, deliberate decision to release feelings of resentment or vengeance towards a person or group who has harmed you, regardless of whether they actually deserve your forgiveness. I like this definition because the way I interpret it is that forgiveness is an internal thing and not really an external thing. When you forgive someone, you're doing it for you. Like the definition says, you're letting go feelings of resentment, towards vengeance, towards negativity, of hatred, towards that person because those thoughts are not doing you no good. If you're holding on to thoughts of hatred and negativity all day, every day, it's just gonna turn you into a negative person. And do you really wanna be around negative people? No. So why would you wanna be one? People often say forgive and forget, but I think that's kind of stupid because let's say someone just did some diabolical shit to me. There's no way I'm forgetting it. What I think it should be is forgive and let go. Let go of those feelings of hate, let go of those feelings of negativity because bro, I guarantee you, as you're sitting in your house stressing about that person, thinking about what they did all day, they're not thinking about you at all, bro. They're not stressing about you. You probably haven't crossed their mind in months. So why are you giving them a power over you, staying in your mind, living in your mind rent-free just because you want to be mad? Being mad isn't gonna help you. It's not gonna progress you in life. It's not gonna do nothing. What will progress you though is trying to figure out what gets you upset, what doesn't, and fixing and changing how you react to things. Because if you could come to the conclusion like, hey, when people do this, it gets me tight, I just need to react like this to, minimize the problem, or sometimes the problems are unavoidable. Like, hey, this is how I gotta react so it stresses me out less. Don't just sit in your house all day, bro, and stress about it because it's not worth your time, bro. If you can't change it, don't stress about it because there's nothing you can do. Only stress about the things that you can change, that you know you can make a difference in. If it happened, you can't change it. It already happened. The most you can do is just try to prevent it from happening again. And whether that be preventing it like cutting that person out your life or not putting yourself in those types of scenarios, you got to figure that out for yourself. Just remember, when you forgive someone, you're doing it for you. You're letting go of those feelings for you. You don't need to go now tell them, hey, I forgive you. I mean, you can, but you don't need to go now be friends with them again. You don't need to go now like, oh, yeah, we're cool now. Like, yo, if that person did you wrong and you never want to talk to them again, you could still forgive them and never talk to them again. Forgiveness is just letting go of that hatred because the hatred isn't benefiting no one. And hatred is going to make you want to get revenge, and revenge, it usually doesn't work out. I'll make a whole video of revenge down the line, but it's not worth your time, bro. Just get over it. And listen, when I say get over it, I know it's hard. People could do some evil shit. I'm never surprised when I see the evil shit that people do. But what I also can't do is let that thing ruin my whole life because, bro, like, am I gonna let someone control me my whole life? No. You gotta control your own mind, and when you let negative thoughts control how you are, you're not in control of your mind, bro. So now that I've talked to you about why you should forgive, I'm gonna give you a few tips on how to forgive. A few things that I do that help me forgive and let go of stupid shit that people do to me are, I like to journal my thoughts because sometimes when I'm journaling it and then I look back at it, I'm just like, this shit's so stupid. Why am I even stressing about this shit in the first place? I'm wasting my time. Another thing I like to do is just take some time to myself because when you're really chilling by yourself and your own thoughts, you really give yourself time to think about what's important and what's not important. And half the time, the things you're stressing about and you have no control over, they're not important, bro. They're just stupid shit that you're letting your ego get the best of you and you're just wasting your time. And the third thing I like to do is I just like to talk to people about it. Sometimes when you get that reassurance from one of your friends that like, hey, you're not bugging, you're right. It really calms you down and you're like, all right, yeah, at least I know I'm not the only one who feels this type of way and I could just get over it because I'm not wrong. Talking it out, I really think is the best one. Just don't be annoying and only talk about that every time you talk to someone because they're gonna get tired of it real quick. And sometimes the best way to help yourself get over it is just to cut that person out your life entirely. Out of sight, out of mind. That's how it usually is. But that is all depending on the situation. Another thing you could do, depending on, of course, the situation, is you could talk it out with the person who did you wrong. Sometimes hearing someone's perspective on something could really change how you view them and what they did. Sometimes people aren't trying to hurt you and it's just a miscommunication and you're not gonna really know that until you talk with them. And that brings me into my next topic. Depending on the situation, sometimes you can forgive someone and go back to being friends or family, whatever. You just need to talk it out with them and make sure that you guys are on the same page and it's not gonna happen again. I've had plenty of people in my life where, something happened and we were tight at each other, whatever. I was tight at them, they were tight at me, but we were able to talk it out, go back to being friends, go back to being family and just put it behind us. But sometimes you're gonna have to cut that person out your life, bro. If they really cross a boundary where it's just like unacceptable and they do some diabolical shit, you might have to cut them out of your life. Let me give y'all another story. I used to have this friend and we were friends since high school. We even went to the same college and started working together. I'm not gonna act like I'm perfect, but he has some personality flaws where he would do some shit to me that was just unacceptable. He would talk shit about me behind my back. He would just disrespect me in front of other people. He would disrespect me online, and I would always tell him like, bro, you can't be doing this. But since I knew him so long, I would just like forgive him because I'm just like, oh, we've known each other so long and I should try to fix him. I should try to help him out. But guys, it's never your job to fix somebody. Unless it's like your kid or something. It's never your job to fix someone because you're not their parents, bro. You don't owe them. We had a few times where we had to stop talking because he was just disrespecting the fuck out of me and I needed a break from him. But last year, he did some shit that it just really crossed the line. He talked so much shit about me. He talked so much shit to other people about me. And I was like, bro, I need to take this person out of my life. I need to cut him off. So that's what I did. I just blocked him on everything. I was like, yo, bro, you can't be treating me like this, whatever, whatever. I told him my piece and his response was, fuck off, no one cares. And that was the perfect moment for me to be like, yeah, I need to cut him off. I blocked him on everything. It was whatever, whatever. Flash forward a whole year and I'm entering my forgiveness arc and I'm trying to forgive everyone. And I finally came to terms with what he did. And I was like, you know what, bro, I forgive him, but I think it's still for the best that I keep him out my life. Matter of fact, I was going through my phone and I actually saw a screenshot of the text that he sent me. And I was like, bro, why am I holding on to this? Let me delete it and just let go of the whole thing. Believe it or not, like 3 hours later, I get a text from some random number and it was him trying to apologize and be like, oh, sorry for how I ended things. Hope you're doing good. And when I got that message, bro, I was kind of happy. His apology wasn't great. It was in no means great or a good apology. But I was happy that he was finally able to come to some type of realization and be like, hey, I treated him like shit and I should apologize. But my response wasn't to answer him, actually. It was actually to not answer him because, like I said, I figured out it was for the best that he was out of my life and I kind of came to terms with that already and I was set on that decision. I'm not mad at him. I don't really feel anything towards him. Like, we used to be friends and that's all it was. We're not enemies. We're not nothing. I don't owe him an explanation. I don't owe him to tell him I forgive him. I don't owe him anything. It was just nice to know for myself that I had one less person that I had to consider an enemy in the world. And that brings me back to my point, bro. You don't have to talk to someone again to show you forgive them. Sometimes you just gotta cut them off. Hopefully this video could put you on your own forgiveness arc, and maybe if you're going through something, bro, hopefully I helped you out a bit and you could forgive that person or choose and do what you gotta do. But if this video did help you out or you like what I'm saying, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. My name is Max and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Wake up out the dust, time to get this money. So many pitfalls in my life, that shit ain't even funny. Them rainy nights had them days looking mad sunny. My clothes nice, remember when them shits was mad